Jacques Fresco's work is brilliant. I'm not a scholar of it by any means. I have studied it. When I first heard resource-based economy, I didn't understand what that was. Because it was a nice word, you know, and nice concept, but how do you work it all out? How do you, you know, pull it all together? And but what I do know is that he's one of the few people, if any, who's actually offering an option. That he's willing to offer an option. Whether it's the perfect option or not is absolutely irrelevant. It is an option. It's an alternative. It actually is a viable alternative. Okay, maybe it's not fully flushed out or it's not, but it's an alternative. Because we're slaves to what we got going on now. And what we got going on, if you haven't noticed, isn't working. All right? It's not working. It's pretty obvious to me. It's not working, you know. And so it's like we got to start exploring some new realities. And he's offering one. And I think it's brilliant in so many ways. And it's totally space age and way out there and far out and all that and what have you. But that's what it's going to take. It's thinking outside the box. In fact, there's no box. And that anything is possible. And that is what we need. We need leaders like him to step up, to begin the dialogue. And instead of people saying, well, that's not going to work, and well, you know, we got two ways to be in this world. You can either be a plusser or you can be a bleeder. Okay? And so think of any vision or any idea as a balloon. Okay? And we're going to... There's my idea. Beautiful balloon. Right? Now, if you're a plusser and you come along to my idea, what you do is you come along and you add some air to that balloon to blow it up a little bit bigger. If you're a bleeder, what you do is you come along with a little needle, a little hair needle, and you pump in these little holes of so that those who hold that vision have to work that much harder to keep the air in the balloon. I choose to be a plusser. I choose to come to someone like Jacques and say, that is fantastic. Yes, how do we build upon that? And what you do is you get these naysayers who are caught in the learned helplessness of our reality by putting all these needles, oh, that can't work, and bleeding on that vision. And what we as human beings need to do is begin plussing these new visions and building them to such a degree that they begin to manifest. You have all different types of authors and spiritual leaders, and the beauty of what's happening now is that the Jacques of our world are no longer these individual pundits that exist at some hierarchical level in some type of institution, and that it is the regular people, just ordinary people, Sally the housewife, Alan the grass, the wheatgrass farmer, the garbage men, the corporate exec, who all have access to the knowledge and the understanding and the vision now. So I don't know that we're ever going to find like the one person with the answer, because it's all being disseminated through all of us now. And that's kind of the beauty of it, that we no longer need the talking heads from the institution to tell us which way to go. We know it. And we're beginning to trust that. And really what we're coming into in this vision is that we are all tuning into our intuition. And I would define intuition as unexplainable knowing. Okay, we just know. And we don't have to explain it. See, the problem with that is that our whole lives, everything, every institution, everything we've been trained, is that you have to have a reason. You have to be able to explain why you're doing something. And if you don't, there's something wrong with you. You're bad, you're stupid, you're messed up, there's something wrong with you. And so we've been led away from our intuition. And we are falling back into it because it's who we are, our intuitive nature. And we're leaving reason behind, and we're just starting to do what's right. And everyone's starting to do what's right. And it's like easy, and it's light, and it's beautiful. And we're just starting to do it. And there's no necessarily one leader. And yet, having a visionary like Jacques or various other people will give us opportunities to open up to our own intuitive nature. Because it is through his intuition, it's through that trusting himself and trusting that space, that he comes up with those visions. Anyone who's a visionary has learned to trust themselves and to go with an idea and abandon all other ideas. And it's the level of creativity, the level of openness. So I don't know that we'll ever find like the one person ever again. But the one person that we do find is going to be the truth of who it is we are, which is the one being that is here. Square root of 1% of the population, if you have that amount of coagulated consciousness, you then reach a critical mass, and you have then all the consciousness shifted and changed. So I guess if we did the math, it's something like, I don't know, is it 14,000 people or so? I really don't know what the number is, but there's some number of, if we can get all of them vibrating at that certain level, then poof, it happens. And so I think that there's more than that vibrating at that. Realistically, every day the transmission that's coming to me is that we are just so rapidly transforming and shifting and recreating and remanifesting and transmuting so much at any given moment. And we keep on looking as though, like, then we're going to see like this end result someday. Like it's going to happen, and then like we've done it, we're done. And that's not the way it is. We're never going to get to that end. So be here now and enjoy what is. Because it doesn't end. It's just going to continuously just transform. And then when that's transformed, we're going to transform that and transform that and on and on and on. So we can't be goal or result oriented in that regard. We have to be at peace as we are and accept it as it is, and then look to what is the next way that we can transform it to higher and higher vibrations.